Hey guys, and welcome back. I figured I'd make a video on this since this happened a little while back. We had this $20 an hour increase for minimum wage, and I really wonder what the intent was of just going after fast food. Maybe they couldn't get a fat tax approved, so they went after these businesses. And to be honest, personally, I would rather pay a fat tax. I think that would have been more fair, because when you have these type of businesses and people who've worked really hard to build them, and franchise owners that spent tens of thousands to millions of dollars to buy them, it's really unfair to basically make some of them go out of business. So I've talked to a few different franchises. I'm not going to say which exact locations, but one of them is Del Taco in California, and they basically two different locations. I talked to managers and I said, "How are you guys making it?" Or it was actually three different locations, and they're like, "Well, we just cut our workforce by 2 people, okay, and we also had to raise our prices at the same time." So a little while back, they had a special thing they had for a little while, and I don't go out to fast food very much, but occasionally, in fact, I don't have money to go out to fast food anymore. I don't even go out to anywhere. I used to go out all the time, and because my business is down 90%. So, that's why I do more YouTube. So it's basically the only thing that I can do in this state that basically allows me to make money and survive. It's pretty crazy. I talked to the manager, said, like, "How are you guys surviving this?" And the employees looked exhausted. They're just working way harder than they ever used to. They said it's more difficult to hire people with that don't have any experience, because when you come into that kind of environment, they don't have money there to train you. When you immediately make $20 an hour, and you're that much of a loss to the business, I don't think most people understand how bad that is for them as a business. It is just impossible to hire people. And even in my business, I had to raise my employees up, and because well, if you can make 20 bucks an hour at McDonald's, then of course he's better make 40 bucks an hour working doing what I do. So, and it makes it put a lot of pressure on us. Even when it went from $10 an hour to $15 an hour, and it's going up to $16.50 in just a few days for minimum wage for a person who doesn't know anything. So I've talked to several food businesses, even ones that aren't subject to the $20 an hour, and it's affected them. They've made it so that they can't hire any trainees anymore. They used to hire people and train them, and then a person could learn how to work fast. Years ago, I worked fast food for about 6 months, and I learned that I could work faster than I ever thought I could. When I thought, wow, I can't do this any faster. And then all of a sudden a rush would come, and you learn, hey, you could do a little more. And it was a good experience. Now, back then, it was $3.35 an hour. Now, some of you guys might say, whoa, hey, things are a lot cheaper back then and everything else. Honestly, you could not live on $3.35. I don't care where. You couldn't live, you couldn't rent a room and live in a house for $3.35. You couldn't do it. It was actually worth less then than it is now. So why would he do this? Why would he raise minimum wage to these restaurants? Really, I think he's intentionally sabotaging them and trying to put them completely out of business. That's what I think. He has very ill intent, and I think it's evil. Put your comments below. This is my opinion in this video. Everything in this video is my opinion, and it's just the way that I feel about it. And you can like or dislike it at any time. You can leave a comment as to what you feel at any point in the video. So please do so. Make sure you like the video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk more about some of this stuff. So what it makes me think about is, you know, I remember years ago there was a time when like a guy came out, and he came legally from another country, and his first job was working at McDonald's, and he worked there, you know, and worked his way up, and finally became the manager, the district manager, and all that, and saved up money for years and years and years. And after like 20 years, he got enough money up and bought his first franchise. And can you imagine, you know, you work here for 20 years, you spend basically all the money you have and buy a franchise for a business, and then he started making whatever it was, $150,000, $100,000 a year. And then you have a guy who's the governor who just takes it away from you. What's happening with these businesses? So many of them are just barely making it now. They're barely making any money, and a lot of them are closing. And you know, people go, oh well, that's good, we don't need fast food. What about that guy who immigrated here from another country legally, and he had, you know, after a while he had like 5 franchises, and he became pretty wealthy. That was his American dream. Gone. All at the stroke of a pen. And people will actually vote for this guy. You know, it's crazy. It's almost like, you know, I think if somebody like him got up in front of the people and he says, "Hi, I'm Gavin Newsom. I bilk the poor. Hi, I'm Gavin Newsom. I bilk the poor." There's people out there who would still vote for the guy. I don't know why. And if you voted for him, you know, maybe it's time to take a look at what you did. And the funny thing is people go, well, it's just him. It's just him. It's not the whole party. Well, how come during the recall election did the whole party backed him up? Nobody ran against him. They all backed him up. So to me, it's not just him. It's the whole party. The whole party is tainted. They've gone to this extremism, okay? And they're doing stuff that's completely, I mean, some stuff is unconstitutional, and they know it. Some of the gun laws and things like that, unconstitutional. They know it's gonna get pulled off the books, and they have another one ready so that as soon as that one gets pulled off, they can go ahead and put the new one on that's got a couple words, couple lines changed, and have it go back to the Supreme Court again. So they do these type of things knowing that it's against our Constitution. And people vote for it. They think, well, you know, that's funny. Yeah, he's gonna bilk the poor. He was joking. I know. Right. No, he was serious. I mean, anyway, that's just how I feel about it. Right or wrong. Anyway, remember one thing, and I'm going to say this, one more thing to you guys, is right when he got in office, and, you know, maybe it's just me, maybe I didn't really hear this, but I recall pretty clearly somebody asking him, I think it was about the 1% tax that Jerry Brown said it was going to be temporary, by the way. Is he going to recall that? And he says, no, I think we're going to go ahead and charge more tax. We're going to raise the taxes. We need more money. And people are okay with it. They were okay with that. I don't understand that. For what? Tax for what? So what? He can take a guy who's come here from another country, legally got his papers to come here, go out, save every penny that he's made, starting out at McDonald's, which, believe me, back then you weren't making any money. Okay, this was back many years ago in the 90s. Okay, and you're going to take all that money you worked hard for your whole life, you're going to invest it in a franchise in a fast food restaurant, and some guy's just going to, at the stroke of the pen, take away everything that you work for. That's really what's happening. That's the reality of the fast food thing. People, oh, it's fast food, whatever. No, it's a business. It's somebody who is paying for a franchise. There's so many franchisees who paid $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $1 million, $2 million for a franchise of a fast food restaurant, and they're just going to lose them. It's getting that bad. You know, it's getting to the point where I can see that it's just not going to live very much longer. I mean, Del Taco, they had that deal for like $5. Then they did a menu reset, okay? And after they did the menus reset, they had to raise their prices 30%. 30%. Nobody's going there. Taco Tuesday, only night they're doing anything. Their taco they have a Thursday night taco night and a Tuesday night taco night. Any other day, it's getting dead. So anyway, that's just my perspective on this. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Those are my opinions, and I'm not. This isn't the news. I have this listed as an entertainment video, and you know, who knows? You know, there's places like Google. You know, they have their own agenda they're trying to push. Obviously, you know, shut down channels like California Insider. I didn't see anything that that channel was doing that was gone. They shut them down and took down all their videos. You know, censorship, that's what I think. That's my opinion. Censorship. I don't even know how that's legal. It's unconstitutional. And, you know, you could say, oh, well, it's just money. Well, money is everything. If there's no money, you shut down their channel, took down all their videos. For what? Didn't even give them a reason why? Makes no sense to me. Anyway, hopefully you like this video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Please like, share, and subscribe.